sky. Throw your hands in the sky. Throw your hands in the sky. Throw your.
What's going on, everybody? This is Darren Eady over here with Fight Camp Promotions. I'm sitting next to Lance Adams of the Warrior Warehouse. Today, we're going to have our first initial interview. Our goal is to talk to all the coaches in South Carolina, talk about what they do and how they do it, because this is by fighters, for fighters, and for fight fans. We want to let everybody know who we are, what we do. When we get in the ring, that's the end product. So now we're going to talk about the fight camp of it all. That's why it's Fight Camp Promotion. We're going to talk about what we do in the trenches to get us ready to see what you see in the cage. So, all right, what I want to do is talk to Lance Adams about what he does. Lance, what's going on, man?
What's going on, big dog?
We here to talk about you and the Warrior Warehouse and Team Beast Mode Killaz.
Okay.
So how did Team Beast Mode Killaz come about?
Okay, Team Beast Mode Killaz came about when we actually got this facility, the Warrior Warehouse. We was in here. We already been fighting and been a part of many fight promotions and things of that nature. But we was in here and we was actually painting the walls. So like with a lot of different fight gyms, you want to have different words on the wall that give different type of things of discipline, hard work, self-confidence. So one of our fighters was in there because we were going to put the word beast mode. So he looked at me and he said, Coach, beast mode, the word is played out. He said, we need to be something more than that. He said, because of our training style. And I said, okay, what do you suggest? He said, beast mode is supposed to be the upper, the elite, somebody's pushing as hard as they can. He said, we need to be something more than that. We need to push ourselves beyond the elite, beyond the unorthodox. He said, so we need to be you need to put on the wall, Beast Mode Killaz.
Oh, okay.
So with that, we put it Beast Mode Killaz, and after that, it just became like a term that everybody was using, Beast Mode Killaz, Beast Mode Killaz. So from that, the name just kind of got adopted within the gym, and that's how that we has adopted that name as our official fight team name for our fight team and also our fitness program. Okay.
So it started as a name, and it grew into an actual camp.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, is it becoming a brand?
It is a brand.
Okay. All right. What's what? So, are the fighters living up to that name?
Yes, they are. Okay. The fighters are living up to that name. When you think about the term Beast Mode Killaz, and even when we go out of town, people say, that's a name. Where did y'all come up with that name? So with that said, people can be beast mode, but now we have to push them beyond that actual word of being just ordinary or just being the top ordinary. So with our training style, we go absolutely diabolical. We're not just stepping in to train just for the fight. We're stepping in to train for complete dominance. Okay. That's what we're trying to do.
Okay. So I know it's Warrior Warehouse. What's the difference between Warrior Warehouse and Team Beast Mode Killaz, or is it both the same, all the same?
It's the same. The Warrior Warehouse, it takes the whole mindset of what we're doing. Beast Mode Killaz is the official fight team and official team of the Warrior Warehouse. The Warrior Warehouse is just exactly what it said, because remember, it used to be called Fudoshin Jiu-Jitsu, which Fudoshin stands for a movable mind. The Warrior Warehouse, for number one, how we train, where we train, in here is hot. In the summer, it's cold in the winter, but you still have to be a warrior to come in. But it's not just the fact about how we fight. It's also the mentality that we put into it to be true warriors when we step into this place. And everybody that comes into the Warrior Warehouse has to have that little bit of crazy in them in order to push. So the Beast Mode Killaz, Warrior Warehouse, one and the same. It is just one of our brands that go out and represent the Warrior Warehouse and the whole mindset we create.
Okay. Well, with Fight Camp Promotions, it's all about the success of fighters. That's the whole reason behind this promotion, is to let fans know what fighters do on a daily basis to get in that ring, and when they pay their ticket, they can get the show they're looking for. What makes your fighters different than any other fighters in the other camp? We'll talk about some other camps later on, but what makes them different?
Death.
Wow. Okay.
Death and taking souls. Okay. And not of the people that's out there in the ring. That comes later. Death and taking souls of the fighters in here. Now, we resurrect them every day. But the thing about it, in order to be able to step into an arena where fighting, you can, like I tell the fighters, you can die in the ring. So every day you come in, when you train, you have to be willing to accept death as a friend. you have to be willing to walk in with it and walk out with it every day if you're going to have this life. So a lot of times when we say we fight till we take the other one person's soul, is that when you think about when a person's soul is taken, they're in the ambiance, just leave, and it's just a shell laying down. The soul will come back, but they have to realize that the fight game isn't about just the sport. It isn't just about going in there and looking pretty for the fans. Your job is to go in there and win by any means necessary. So in answering your question in reference to other fight, some people come into a camp or a gym thinking just about a fight. It's a sport. I'm going to get up the next day and go to work. You might not. So if you got a person that stands in front of you and is ready to die in the ring, you got a person that's on your hand that is atrocious, that is unstoppable, and like an old saying goes, what do you do when death smiles at you? Only thing you could do is smile back.
That's all right. Okay, well, obviously we intense about this life, but I've been with y'all for a while, and I've been coming to plenty of fights. A lot of people consider the Warrior Warehouse just a throwback hardcore gym. You don't fit any kind of standard that they're used to, and that's why you don't get as many members as you should. Do you think you should just dial back and add a little commercial in it to get more people through the doors, or do you only want people who are about that life?
Never. I will never, and at any point in time, dial back or stop what we're doing just to get membership. We will not be a McDojo. The ones who want this type of life is going to come. Now, don't get me wrong. We're safe in what we do. But we are not going to dial back. We are not going to stop the intensity. We are not going to dummy it down for anybody. There's been many people that have come to the Warrior Warehouse and wanted to fight and things like that. Many other school owners may try to get them in the door just to make $1. But what are you doing to your fight team? If somebody truly don't want to fight, they truly don't want to work out, then they don't need to be here, or they need to be in another class where the fight game is not their thing. They want to learn the fight game, but they don't want to compete in it. So no, we will never sell out our gym to commercialization and just to say, well, if we give you 100 students right now, but if you make your fight program or your fitness program more dialed down and more towards the society, would you do it? The answer will be no, no, no to the 10th power, hell no.
Okay. Well, he broke it down real. Okay, so let's talk about the fighters. Okay, like I said, you got Michael Whaley, Lanisha, you got Tanya, you got J-Dub, you got KC, you got all these fighters. When they came in, what did you see in these fighters that made them the fighter to be a part of Team Beast Mode Killer? Because you can't just join. Right. You got to earn your spot. So let's start with Mike. What did you see in Mike that made you go, okay, this is going to be somebody that I can train?
Well, the thing about it, first thing, all these fighters came to us. We didn't seek them out. So they came to us saying they want to fight. Mike came to me, the first time he came to me, we was at our old location. He came to me and said, listen, I want to fight. He was a cousin of one of the other fighters that was already in here being kind of successful. So he said, I want to fight. So he left, and he came back later and said, listen, I want to fight. He came to this location, and he started. The first thing about it is that he hunted me down. I didn't have to call him, hey, man, when you coming in? Anytime you got to call somebody to see when they coming in, they ain't serious or they ain't ready. He came to us. And from then, he said he had a wrestling background, whatever the case may be. And the first thing I did, which is unorthodox and some people don't always do, the first day he came in here, just to see how serious he was and see where he was at, I let him fight with a more experienced fighter, somebody that had about 10 fights already. And he got tore up. But the thing I wanted to see was, would you come back? Would you take that licking and keep on ticking and keep pushing every day to get better and better? And that's what I saw about Mike. And once he was here and I see that he wasn't going to stop, that's when I realized that he was going to be a fighter that was going to be successful and he was going to go far in what he did.
Okay. Well, this is, we all know that this is, so far it's been obviously a male-dominated sport.
Right.
But y'all got plenty of, not plenty, but you got several females in here now. What do you see in the females that say, okay, you can do this too? I know you do a lot of self-defense programs and things like that. What do you expect females to be about mentally and physically to be a part of the gym? Because this is not a sissy program. This is not a soft program. Either you're gonna be it or you're not. So what do you look for out of females?
I look for them the exact same thing I look for in anybody. We have a non-sexist environment.
Okay.
When you come in here, you are not female, you are not male, you are a fighter. So you got to do whatever it needs to be done in order to make sure that it is done, period. So when our females come in here, they don't get babied. They don't get a little program over here where they don't get hit, where they don't get slammed, where they don't get punched. They get everything that everybody else gets. And what does that do? There are a lot of females and ladies out there that don't want to be baby. A lot of females and that's out there in the ring, and I'm sorry to say it, is not taken away from any female fighter, because there are amazing female fighters, but there are a lot of female fighters that get in there, they're babied in their gym. Then when they come up against a real force to be reckoned with from somebody who hasn't been babied, then they realize what the fight is about. So what we look for our females here is that atrocity, and believe it or not, a lot of times we done had more success out of our females, a lot of times our males. Why? Because they don't want to be baby. They don't want to be put in the category, I'm just a woman, and they want it more, so they are willing to fight tooth and nail to get put on that same category as that male fighter.
Okay. Well, that's what's up. That means their mindset is all the same, male or female. Okay. So let's go with this. You know, why is it? You know, now I could be mistaken, but it seems like don't nobody want to fight y'all. You know, like I said, I follow Facebook just like everybody else. You know, fighters, you know, call you out and then disappear. What do you think that's all about?
The reason why I feel is that I think that people look at MMA as a sport. When you look at it according to all the regs and rules, it is a sport. We don't look at it that way. We don't look at it as being a sport. We look at it as being two jokers in a cage about to fight, knock each other's head off. At the end, somebody's going to the hospital, possibly somebody's going to the grave. It has happened before in the world of MMA where people dying in the ring. So we train with the tenacity that we don't want that to happen. We want to train with the tenacity that when you step inside the ring, you are trying to kill the other person across the ring. The respect level is always there now. We don't disrespect anybody's fight camp, but the respect level is always there. So with that said, I think the reason why some don't want to fight us is for the simple reason is that we push hard and we go for the kill.
Okay.
We go for the kill, and that's the bottom line. Everybody wants to jump around, play around, throw a couple of jabs. We coming at you. And there is no secret about our fighting style. Our fighting style is coming at you. Kind of like Mike Tyson. He came at you. He didn't care what you did. You know, it's put the pressure on, try to end the fight, not let it go to the judges, do whatever we got to do, win or lose. We coming in.
Okay. So going with that, people have said that all Team Baseball Curly is a bunch of brawlers. But the record shows that we got knockouts, we got submissions. So far this year, from what we've seen, we've won just about every fight we've been in, except for like one or two.
That's right.
So what you contribute to that win record?
You are right. For anybody out there, we are brawlers in the good sense of the word. But we are brawlers with a game plan. And that's a difference. Okay, when you look at the average street, as you have the average fight, a fight on the street is not going to go 3 rounds, 5 rounds with a water break in between. We are brawlers. We are the ones that are coming straight at you. Just because they don't know that type of fighting, don't mean that type of fighting is not effective. Why do they fight that way? Everybody in all the coaches in here have similar background. Like I said, you, myself, Marine Corps. Okay, I fought competitively. I'm a cop, law enforcement. I fight for my life all the time. So I can't go out there thinking that I'm going to fight and defend myself by being cutesy and pansy. I fight for my life. Someone can take my gun, someone can take my pepper spray, my taser, use it on me, and they can kill me. So with that mindset, we put that same thing into the fighters. And that mindset is, if somebody's on your porch, if you're on your porch and somebody comes in your front yard and they come in and say, I'm going to rape your wife, I'm going to abuse your kids, and I'm going to rob you, what are you going to do? You got to fight with everything you got in me, and that don't mean you got to go up there and look pretty and dance around and throw a flying head kick and a pretty spinning back kick to make the crowd go wild. We are based on basics. We are based on brutality. We are based on finishing the fight, but with a systematic way. And for those who doubted our resolve, some of those same people respectfully either was laying on the canvas or they was in the end with their hands not raised back in the locker room wonder what happened.
Okay. So, talking to all up-and-coming amateurs, what advice would you get an up-and-comer? Say you got independent fighters and they're looking for a gym. Give it in a short answer. What would you tell them to expect coming to Beast Mode Killaz? Don't say death. But what would you tell them?
Right. I would tell all up-and-coming fighters, you're looking to be a part of Team Beast Mode Killaz. First of all, you're going to be a family like no other. Okay. A lot of time back in the day when people made blood packs, that was for life. Yeah. You forge yourself with a certain fraternity or sorority through blood, sweat, and tears. Okay, so you're going to get that. Number two, you are going to get the true essence of what we feel fighting is based upon. So any up-and-comers that's coming up, the fans that's out there, anybody that think about fighting, I would tell them not just about Team Beast Mode Killaz, but any gym. And I would tell them, don't you be seduced by belts. Don't be seduced by trophies. Don't be seduced by somebody who said, yeah, I was 43-0, because that person could have fought 43 sorry people. You go to these different gyms and experience what they have, then you make your decision based upon that. There are many people, like me, for example, I had a fighting career for years, but a lot of people don't know what my fighting consistency is about because it wasn't something that I publicized. I came up in traditional roots and when I fought. So people, we got belts, we got 25 belts. Belts don't mean nothing. So my thing is, if you're coming to a gym, look at the quality of the instruction, the program, and see if you really trying to get to the top, will this gym be able to take you there? What's the level of the discipline? What's the coaches like? What are the programs like? So my thing is, if you're coming to Team Beast Mode Killaz, which we hope that you do, we're going to let you know it ain't going to be easy. You're going to push. But when you get inside the ring, you're going to be ready.
Okay. All right. He broke it down. He says, hey, legit preparedness is what we do, and it's true, is what we do. But now the next question is, do you consider yourself one of the best gyms?
I do.
Okay. Why?
I consider myself one of the best gyms because one thing about it is that I never put myself in the equation. I never say I. I say we. Everybody in this gym make up the Beast Mode Killaz mindset, and it is a mindset. So it's not nothing about Lance Adams. Lance Adams has nothing to do with it. I play a small part. It's yourself. It's other coaches that's in here, and it's understanding the whole mindset. I'm gonna tell you who I admire as a top gym who's never been a person who really fought, and people gave him slack, but you can't doubt his resolve. Greg Jackson, from Jackson MMA. Jackson MMA Greg Jackson himself was never really a competitive fighter, but he's a masterful tactician. I fought. Everybody in here at some point in time has fought, but that don't mean anything. I feel that we are one of the best gyms is because we understand the fight from the sport aspect and from the street aspect and from the whole gambit. So unless you understand both of them, you are never going to give a person the complete fight thing. I can give you tools all day and tell you how to throw a jab, throw a punch, throw a kick, step through the side, duck under, throw that. But one thing that a lot of gyms cannot develop is the mindset. And we are notorious about developing that killer mindset to add to the techniques that they got. And I think that's what some gyms lack. Not everybody, I'm not saying nothing, but I think that with that said, with our fight, with our coaches, with our mindset, with our tenacity, and on top of that, how we are anal about making sure that our fighters are in shape and in the right condition before they step inside of a ring.
Okay. I have a couple more questions. I'm going to let you go because I know it's kind of late. All right. First question is this is all for the fans. Okay. What can you guarantee the fans that they're going to get whenever they see a fighter from Team Beast Mode Killaz?
Only thing I can say that when you see a time for Beast Mode Killaz, either one or two things. You're going to be mad because it's going to end quick. Or you're going to be happy because you like that atrocity. But one thing you're going to always admire is our professionalism. We don't talk trash about other gyms. We don't sit down. Now, every now and then, every gym may get into some words and things like that, but we're not going to talk trash, and we're not going to sit there and down another gym or down another fighter or another coach. We let what we do speak for ourselves. So we're not about all the brashing and all the jibber jabber. We let our fight do for ourselves. But if you come to any of our fights, you're going to see a tenacity and a kill mode mindset like no other. So if you are looking for an exciting, just from front to finish, however long it lasts, fight that's going to have you on the end of your seat, you need to be out to any type of fight that a Team Beast Mode Killer fight team member is on, because you are going to get your money worth and more.
Okay. As you see, with Fight Camp Promotions, we promote to the fans. Our goal is for the fans and the fighter to connect. So if you're a fan of Michael Whaley, we're going to make sure that you know what Michael Whaley is doing, how can you be a part of what he does, and how you can show up at his fights so that you can support your fighter, which in this case would be Mike. So let's ask you the last question. I'm going to let you go. Where do you see Team Beast Mode Killer going? What's your future plan for the fight team?
I see our fight team worldwide.
Oh, okay.
Everywhere. When you talking about, a lot of people just talk about the UFC, Bellator. There are so many other fight promotions that's out there, our top of the line promotions. My thing is that Team Beast Mode Killers, the Warrior Warehouse, we are not one trick ponies. So I see ourselves pushing into all realms of fighting, combat arts across the board. So when I look at Team Beast Mode Killers and where we're going, we already are into boxing. We're already into Muay Thai, already into kickboxing, already into MMA. We're already into all these different things. So our limitations is having no limitation. So my thing is, and honestly, people may say this is crazy, but you have to dream big. My thing with Team Beast Mode Killers and the Warrior Warehouse is to be franchised all across the United States. To be somewhere where we're in freaking Egypt, India, whatever the case may be, and being able to spread our mindset, our training style across to many other people. Not saying that there ain't other people out there that could do it, because there's many excellent and fine instructors, but I want Team Beast Mode Killers to be a name that, almost like when you hear that jingle about freecreditreport.com that everybody was singing, I want every time you hear Team Beast Mode Killers, people say that is that gym.
Okay. Well, you heard it. That's Lance Adams letting you know what it is and what it's going to be, because that's exactly what we're going to do. Stand by for our next video where we're going to talk about some of the other fighters. We're going to continue to go from gym to gym and just spread the gospel of the fight camp and then the fight event. That's what we're going to do. So stay tuned for the next one. It's going to be spectacular. So this is Darren. They call me Coach D, hanging out with.
This is Lance Adams, the Beast Mode Killer trainer, throwing up the 2 W's, Warrior Warehouse, baby. Team Beast Mode Killers representing. Thank you for having me, Darren.
All right. It's what we do. To hear from us again, peace out.
Throw your hands in the sky.